Hello everybody, welcome to Dandelion Cottage. Today is Paper Crafting Saturday and I'm Leslie Watkins. I have a really cute project for you today. I'm actually building on what we did last Saturday when we made that cute little hinged box. So if you're interested in the exact measurements and how to make that, you can revisit last Saturday's. And today I'm going to show you how you can take that box and customize it for a special lady who you would like to gift some beauty products. So let me show you what we've got. Here's the little box that we did last week, okay? And it's very cute. It's got a lot of sparkle and a lot of beautiful die cuts on it. But this week we're going to change it up and do it a little bit differently. So the products I'm going to be using are this stamp set, Dress to Impress, and I'm going to be using the lipstick and this sentiment that says, "Be as bold as your lipstick." We're going to be using the Stitched So Sweetly dies. And I'm going to be using the sentiment here from Fancy Phrases, "A Little Something for You." And this is a really cute set, actually, that comes as a bundle. You can get it with this punch. And this is called the Fancy Tag Topper Punch. And if there's time at the end of today's video, maybe I'll do something extra with this. But even if I don't get to it, if you use this gift tag, it makes a great addition to your little box that we're going to be making today. And for paper, I'm going to be using the Peaceful Poppies Designer Series paper. And these are all double-sided papers. I'm going to be using this really bold one. If I can find the other piece in here. Oh, maybe I used them all. Here it is. So we're going to be using this beautiful, bright, bold design. And I'm going to be using Poppy Parade cardstock and ink. So let's get the box started. So I've already cut this out, and as I said, you can see that in a previous video. And all I'm going to do is I'm just going to attach the Designer Series paper to the top and sides. I can zoom you in a little bit. I think you're a little far away there. Let me get that started. Okay, now this is going to be the top of the box. And then I have these pieces for the sides and for the front. This is a terrific gift for somebody's birthday or as a stocking stuffer. I'm going to be giving this as a reward to one of my team members for hitting a milestone. And if you'd like to learn more about joining my team, you can go to my website at dandelioncottagedesign.com, and there's a page there called Join, and it will explain to you what all the details are about that. Okay, so there is the top of our box. Make sure that's all nice and even. Okay, and then I'm also going to put this piece on the inside of the lid as an added surprise. I always like to put something surprising on the inside of boxes. I think it adds to the fun. And I'm just going to burnish everything down nicely so it's nice and smooth. If you get any little bits of glue peeking out, just wipe them away with a tissue. There we go. And then the last thing I want to do is I'm using a 1-inch hole punch. You can use any size that you might have. And actually it's a little easier to see this way. I'm just going to snip out a thumb hole there. Okay, next we assemble. So I'm going to fold up my score lines. And this is a really nice little sturdy box. That it's all one piece just makes it a little bit easier. You use a little bit less cardstock than if you were making a separate lid. And now I'm just going to take my center tabs, put a little bit of glue on there. And I'm gluing those to the bottom, and with my fingers I'm just checking to make sure that this corner is even, so I can just feel that those little edges are meeting up correctly. And I'm just going to hold that for a moment to make sure that that glue sets nicely. Okay, now the same thing to the front. Just fold the tabs in, put a little bit of glue, and then flip it up. Oh, actually I did this to the lid. Oops. Okay, it'll still work, but when you do your box, actually, I'm okay. We're okay, folks. Sorry, I just had a momentary thought that I'd done this incorrectly, but it's fine. Okay, so once your corners are all set, you can go around and give them a little burnish. I'm having a little bit of trouble here. Because I did actually do it. There we go. So you have a choice. You can either let your bottom of the box be closed on the bottom like this, or the lid. And I think it's better if you do the bottom of the box that way. I goofed. So it's a little bit of a tight fit to get it closed. It'll still close, but when you do it, leave the top of the box open on the hinge side, and it'll just be a little less tricky to close. It'll still work. It's still fine, but it just makes it a tiny bit easier. Okay, so now let's get to the decoration. So I have a piece of Whisper White cardstock, and using this set, I'm going to take the lipstick and I've got 3 inks here today. I've got Smoky Slate, Tuxedo Black, and Poppy Parade. So I'm going to use the Smoky Slate, and I'm just going to take my lipstick and stamp that on the card. And then I also have some stamping blends. These are the alcohol markers. So I'm taking the light Smoky Slate, and I'm using the brush tip, and I'm just going to go along this excuse me, along the sides, and then I'm taking the darker one, and I'm just going to put a little accent to give that a nice metallic look. And I'm using this is the Poppy Parade Dark marker for our lipstick. Okay, so there we go. And I'm just going to snip that out. And this is a very easy shape to cut out. So there's our little lipstick. And I'm going to take this stamp now and using my stamping pad, which is called the piercing pad, I'm going to take this splotch, and I'm going to stamp off twice. And just put this kind of a smudgy lipstick splotch on my paper. And then using the black Memento ink, I'm going to stamp our sentiment right on top of that. And the last bit of stamping that I'm going to do is for the inside the box, a little something just for you. And I'm going to do this in the Poppy Parade. All right, now we get to use the new cut and emboss machine. And in our Stitch So Sweetly dies, I'm going to be using this one, and I'm going to use this one, second from the bottom, or the smallest. Zoom you out so you can see how this works. Go. Okay, just run it through. And then we pop our shapes out. And what we get are these lovely little stitched details around the edges. And this one has a nice little scallop. Okay, and they come out perfect every time. So now let's decorate our box. And I'm going to use some dimensionals to pop my lipstick up with. I'm just going to put that at an angle like that. And then on the lid, put my sentiment like so. Get that straight in there. Okay, and I'm inside the box. I'm going to put I have a liquid eyeshadow and two of my favorite lipsticks. I'm going to close this up. It's a little tight. Oops, there we go. And then finally, let me see, I'm going to take a little Wink of Stella. I'm just going to put a little bit of sparkle on our lipstick. So let's see if you can see that a little bit. There it is. Okay, so there's our cute little box with some lipsticks for someone who you'd like to give a nice little present. It could be a great stocking stuffer, it could be a great birthday, or just something out of the blue, just to let somebody know that you're thinking of them. So I hope you enjoyed that. I'll be posting all of the items that I used to make this project down below in a little while after I do the video. And if you'd like to learn more about my upcoming watercolor or paper crafting classes, please go to Dandelion Cottage Design and subscribe to Notes, and you will get a listing of all of my monthly classes every month. So stay well, stay creative, and I'll see you next time.